All right, students, today we're going to talk about angle measurements, which is something you already know how to do, but today we're going to put them inside of a circle, and their corresponding arc measurements, which is what we'll talk about here in a little bit, and the arc's length. So in order to learn about these, the first thing we're going to do is create a circle with a radius of 4 centimeters. So I'm going to take and I'm going to put my fang on 4 centimeters here. I'm going to put my bullseye on this point. That's at 0, 0 on this set of axis. And then I'm going to create my circle that has a radius of 4 centimeters. So then I'm going to mark my radius so I can remember that this guy is 4 centimeters. So my radius is 4 centimeters. Now remember, the radius is from the point that is the center of the circle to any point on the circle's circumference. So remember, the circumference of the circle is equal to 2 pi times r. And that should make sense because we just got done with unit 6 and did the unit circle. And if I go all the way around a unit circle, it's 2 pi. And remember, the unit circle, the radius of that unit circle, the reason why it's called the unit circle is because it has a radius of 1. So that should make sense. 2 pi times 1 is just 2 pi. That's why going all the way around the unit circle gives me 2 pi. So now if I extend the radius to 4, all I'm doing is making that circle 4 times bigger than the original unit circle. So my circumference is going to be 2 pi times r, which is 4. And remember what I said, that means it's 4 times bigger than the unit circle, right? Because the unit circle, the radius equals 1. So that means that my circumference is equal to 8 pi. Because it's 4 times the unit circle, and going all the way around the unit circle is 2 pi. Circumference was 2 pi, so 4 times would be 8 pi. All right, so then another relationship we have here is something, remember, diameter. So diameter is 2 points opposite of each other on the circle. So if the radius is 4, if I go from this point to the center, that's 4. And then another 4, I'm at 8. So the diameter is 2r, so 2 times the radius, and for my circle, that means it's 2 times 4, which gives me 8 centimeters. Now notice that 8 centimeters is the same as 8 down here. Well, that should make sense because 2 times r is my diameter. So my circumference, I could also put my circumference is equal to my diameter times pi as another equation, because 2 and r gives me my diameter. All right, so that's enough about that. Let's start talking about angle measurements. So it says label the point in the middle A. So I'll do that. Then it says pick a point in quadrant 1. So let's label these quadrants. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. It said pick a point anywhere on the circle in quadrant 1. All right, so I'm going to pick this guy, label it A. And then pick a point, label that B. Mess that up. Label it B. And then do the same thing for quadrant 4 and label it C. Okay, so I have point B in quadrant 1 and point C in quadrant 4. Then it says draw a line from A to B in red, and then from A to C in red. Okay, so now this should look familiar, right? Isn't this just an angle? So BAC is just an angle measurement. But this thing has a special name inside of a circle. When I use the center of a circle as its vertex, this guy is called a central angle. So when I'm looking at the measurement of saying the central angle, this is the same thing as the measurement of angle BAC. Well, I can take my protractor. So let's take our protractor. Oh, we're going to have to extend our AB line out because this isn't quite long enough. So I'm going to extend this guy out. So then I'm going to measure this angle. So this angle is roughly, let's say 82 degrees. So this angle right here is 82 degrees. So my central angle is 82 degrees. Now, we're going to start talking about arcs. Now, if I have 2 points on a circle, I'm always going to have what's called a minor arc and a major arc. The minor arc is the small angle. Minor means small, so minor is going to be this small angle right here. So the arc, if you look at what it says here, it says the minor, it's asking for the measurement of arc AB. You see this little symbol above this? This is called an arc. So it's telling you it wants the arc. However, if I look at this, it doesn't matter where on this line I'm measuring this angle. It could go out to infinity. But the angle between these 2 points, no matter where I go, is always going to be 82 degrees. So an arc is that circle, that circumference of that circle that you drew. It's that piece of the circumference. So the arc AB, the minor one, so this is the minor arc, is that small angle between B and C on the circle. So as we just noticed, the minor arc is going to be the same as the central angle. This is 82 degrees. My central angle and my minor arc are going to have the same measurement. So this guy is 82 degrees. Now my major arc, like I said, between 2 points, there's always 2 angles on a circle because you can go the small route, which is the minor arc, or you can go the long route, which is the major arc. So I'm coloring the major arc in green. So this is called the major arc. The major arc's always bigger, minor arc's always smaller. So then I can find the major arc because all I'm going to have to do is take 360, because that's all the way around, minus 82 degrees, which is going to give me, let's see. Math in public is never a good idea. Minus 82 gives me 278 degrees. 278 degrees. Okay, so if I'm going around, I'm going around from here to here, this guy is 278 degrees. Now, again, the major arc and this central angle mark here are the same. So now, if I'm talking about arcs, so this is the degrees in measurement, but then I also have an arc length, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But the arc length would be if I'm going to walk the circumference of this circle from B to C, then that would be the arc length if I walked the minor arc or if I walked the major arc. So we're going to talk about that here in a minute. That's going to be the major arc, or the arc length of a circle.